So I want to personally guarantee you that if you watch this video from start to finish, you are going to know more on ClickFunnels than 80% of funnel builders out there and 80% of other agencies out there as well, so that you can better serve your clients, you can be of more service to your clients, and you can also build very, very high converting website funnels for yourself, VSLs, paid traffic funnels, and all that type of stuff through the use of ClickFunnels. And also, if you watch this video from start to finish, on top of you knowing more than 80% of other agency owners and funnel builders out there on ClickFunnels, I'm also going to give you an entirely free SMMA agency website in an entirely plug and play form, so you can basically steal the exact funnel that's already been basically built out for you, that takes a prospect from turns them from a cold prospect into somebody who wants to hop on a call with you. You can basically steal that entire funnel and implement it for your own agency, so that you can start to increase the number of book meetings that you get every single week, and consequently every single month. Now guys, as always, just before we jump into this video, it's I'm giving a lot away in this video. Not only am I going to make you more knowledgeable on ClickFunnels than 80% of your competition, but also I'm going to be giving you an entirely, obviously as I mentioned, free plug and play website that actually serves a purpose, right? You guys know me and my thoughts on websites. I don't like them too much, and so all of the websites that I build, all of the websites that I give the Quantum Leap Ecom Agency program, or the websites that I have for myself, they all serve a purpose, and they're all in the form of a funnel, so that it actually serves a direct purpose at the end of it. People don't go on your website and just read a little bit about you. No, they go in there and actually book in a call. So as I say, the website that I'm going to give you is going to help you get more calls booked, because it's an actual funnel that takes them from the top of the page down into a chronological sequence, and that chronological sequence is set in a specific way so that it sells them, and at the bottom there's a place for them to book in a call. It actually helps you get more calls booked. So I'm going to give all of this away in this video. So all that I ask in return is that you take a split second before you continue watching this video to smash the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm and helps push these videos out to more people, so that more people can benefit from it, just like you are going to massively benefit from this video in particular. So once you've smashed the like button, let's now continue on with the video. So what is ClickFunnels? Maybe you're a complete beginner, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, I might be 80% smarter than my competition on ClickFunnels, but what is it? How do I use it? Well, ClickFunnels is essentially the absolute best drag and drop funnel builder and website builder on earth. Like there's other options. I'm not going to mention the names. I don't want to throw shade on them, but I personally think ClickFunnels is just hands down the best funnel builder and website builder on earth. People have made tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars through the use of one funnel that they built on ClickFunnels. And also on the flip side, people start out when they're not making any money and build a website, build a funnel for themselves, and then that enables them to go from 0 to 10K, 20K. So it's both amazingly powerful at the top end of online business and whatnot, making tens and tens of millions a year through the funnels, and also it's very, very beginner friendly, which is why it's hands down the best funnel builder on earth. And so if you're an agency owner, you're maybe thinking like, what actually do you use? I'm talking about funnels and this and that, but what's the actual direct use of ClickFunnels, and how can you actually use it in your own agency? Well, as you can see on the screen here is what I use ClickFunnels for my agency. So this is a VSL. This is where I run paid traffic to. This is what I push as content marketing to outbound prospects, and as I say, inbound traffic as well. So this is an opt-in page, as you can see, and as I say, all of this, bear in mind, is built on ClickFunnels. So this is an opt-in page, baxconsulting.com/case study. People come to this page, they go get access here. Obviously, this is set up in a way that actually converts a cold prospect into a lead, which is what happens when they click get access here. They fill in their information, and then from there it says take me to the case study. So it submits the information. That automatically with ClickFunnels, you can automatically take that information that I've just submitted through the use of Zapier, which is an external software, and I can talk about this here in a minute. It takes that and then puts it into my active campaign, which is my email automation software, so that I can then follow up with that lead in the back end automatically and start to nurture that lead, so that if they don't go through this funnel right now and book in a call directly, well, I'll be able to get them to book in a call in the back end, right? Again, ClickFunnels, it's so amazing, right? So once they opt in, they give me their information, they then come to this page, which is again congruent. And then on top of that, there's this 1 hour video, which is basically me nurturing and selling a complete cold prospect into a ravenous buyer who wants to book in a call and wants us to work with them. They want us, my agency, to become part of their team and really ramp them up. And I go through all of that in this video right here. And then there's a bit more kind of sales stuff going on. And then you go apply now. And then it comes to the schedule page, as you can see here. So this schedule page is basically where they can physically book in a call, and there's a couple of the sections on here and whatnot. But that is the main funnel that I've got for my agency. And again, that's all built on ClickFunnels. Something else that's built on ClickFunnels is my kind of quote unquote website. And this is exactly what I'm going to give you at the end of this video. You're going to get access to a similar layout to this funnel right here. So this is my website. If you go to baxconsulting.com, it's going to bring you to here. And as you can see, this entire website is built out on ClickFunnels and there's CTAs throughout so that it serves a purpose and it actually gets booked calls, as you can see here, and there's testimonials and all that type of stuff, right? There's kind of how we go about things and stuff like that. And also on top of all of that, my onboarding process is also built out on ClickFunnels. As you can see here, there's a 30-minute or 20-minute video there. You got contract and this, ads manager integration, foundational audience diagnosis, and lastly, booking in the strategy session for clients. So all of that is built out on ClickFunnels. I wouldn't have been able to build out any of this if it wasn't for the use of ClickFunnels, or if it wasn't for ClickFunnels. So it's an amazing software. It was going to set your agency on an entirely different level. It's going to position you as, as bipolar opposite to all of your competition. If you do it right, you've got these really good systems in place. It's going to help you get more meetings booked via website funnels that actually serve a purpose. And again, you're going to get access to my exact website funnel at the end of this video. And also it's going to help you convert a complete cold prospect who has no idea who you are. It's going to help you convert them into a ravenous buyer who wants to become a client for your agency via funnels and via sales and stuff like that. So let's jump into actually how do we go about ClickFunnels and really, the main purpose of this video. So when you sign up to ClickFunnels, you're going to come to a page that looks like this, and this is basically where you're going to be able to start to build a funnel for your agency. Now there's two types. There's a cookbook builder process, and there's also a classic funnel builder. The classic funnel builder is something that you're probably never going to use unless you're experienced with coding and design and actually building funnels from scratch. This is basically going to give you an entirely blank page, and ClickFunnels kind of just goes, okay, go ahead, do what you want to do. We don't really want to do that when we're starting out because it's hard. I still don't use that because I've got templates now, but also the cookbook builder process gives you templates to literally use and import into your funnel builder depending on what goals and objectives that you want. And they literally tell you right here, right? This is a sales letter funnel. This is a lead magnet, a squeeze page funnel, VSL funnel, homepage, two-step trip. You've got so many different goals and objectives and stuff like that you can choose from. You've got webinar funnels, stuff like that. Now, you can come into here and select whatever you want, or what you can do instead is in the description of this video, I give you an entirely free, as I mentioned at the start of the video, an entirely free plug and play agency website funnel on. And actually, if you don't have a ClickFunnels account already, still click that link because you're going to get a 14-day free trial as well on top of the plug and play funnel as a byproduct of clicking that link and signing up through there. As I say, you're going to get a 14-day free trial. And so as I say, you're going to get a 14-day free trial and an entirely free plug and play agency website funnel that is honestly going to help you increase your meeting book rates so much. It's going to help the volume of sales calls that you're able to book each and every week. I know that because it helps me personally, and that website that I've given you guys for free, if you click the link in the description, it's built directly off the back of my funnels that I use, that I see firsthand converting amazingly well. And we can see that via stats, which I'm going to get into here in a minute as well. So click that link in the description. It's going to give you that funnel for entirely free. And also, if you don't have a ClickFunnels account, then you're going to get a 14-day free trial as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up that exact funnel, and I'm going to walk you through it whilst you've got it up on your screen as well. I highly recommend you click it now and get everything set up, get it imported into your ClickFunnels account, and we can walk through it together. And so in order to access the funnel, click the link below, as I say, and it's going to import it into your ClickFunnels account. And I think you just say add funnel or whatever. Click on add funnel. Also, you can just come into ClickFunnels up here. You go to funnels, and then it's going to come to this page. Obviously, you can see that this section here is blurred out. Those are other funnels that I'm currently running, and it's actual stuff that's going on in my agency right now. But you want to access this funnel here. This is the plug and play that I'm giving you guys. It's called SMMA website funnel. So click on that, and then you're going to go to the actual funnel builder and the editor and all this different type of stuff. So this is the funnel here. It's a two-step funnel. So essentially what this page here is it's called the overview. So you can see a bunch of different stuff, and I want to walk you through from start to finish. I want you guys to go from literally zero to expert, beginner to expert on ClickFunnels in this video. So over on the left-hand side here, you can see the steps. So this is essentially the buyer journey, right? When somebody goes from this page, or if somebody clicks a button on this page, where do they go? Well, if somebody clicks a button on this page, then they go to here, and they go to here, and they go. It's, as I say, it's a buyer's journey, and that buyer's journey, how many steps in that sequence how many funnel steps can you have in one funnel? Well, it can be 30, it can be 50, it can be 60, it can be 5, it can be 1, it can be 2 in this case, right? So then once you on a funnel step, you've selected a funnel step, well then you're gonna see the pages associated with that funnel step. Usually you're just gonna have one page, as you can see here, there's just one page associated with the funnel step of this funnel, which is the opt-in. And you can see here, however, it says control. And so what you can do, and this is one of the really good things about ClickFunnels, is that you can actually create a variation. You can create a split test, right? And so if you go on here and click create variation, you can either create variation from template, so you can select a completely different type of template. You can create a duplicate page from opt-in. So you can create an identical page of this original one here, and maybe on this new one, you want to test a headline, you want to test a different type of style, or you want to test a different call to action button or a different color or whatever. So if that's the case, you can create an entirely a duplicate of your original page, and then you can run that as a variation. And then from there, you can start to see, and it's going to enable you to see, okay, is this headline resonating better, or is this headline going to get more opt-ins, or is this one going to get more opt-ins, or whatever. And you can see via this toggle here, you can select the amount of traffic that goes to each page. So usually you're going to do, if you're running a split test, you're going to do 50-50, right? 50% goes here, 50% goes here. And then from there, you're going to be able to see the stats and see what page is working better and what not, right? What page is resonating more, what page is getting the better results. And you can see those stats via this tab right here, which is called the stats tab. Okay, so now if we go into here, obviously there's no numbers on here, there's no opt-in rates or anything like that, but you can see how it works, right? On the opt-in page, which is this first line, because we've got a variation, you can see the control, you can see the variation. And so you're gonna see all the numbers here, you're gonna see the percentages. Obviously the higher percent, right, you want to then publish as like your main one, because you can see that this variation is working best. So we go back to steps up here. What you would then do is, say for example, you see the control is doing actually better, right? The variation isn't doing as well as control, so then you just simply go declare as winner and just go okay, and then 100% of traffic is going to go to that main page, and you can see you can actually restore your variation split test and whatnot if you wanted to try it again. So that's kind of how those pages work. Now at the top there we've got stats, as I've just touched on. That's really all you need from this section. You can do your filters, and you can do like date ranges and stuff like that, and you can see, as I say, what's working best and stuff. And then you've got contacts. So contacts is basically only for opt-in pages. So for example, if you were to actually have a opt-in page, like for example my funnel before, where I selected the get access here, I put in my information that I opted into that funnel, and then I went to a separate page. So all of those opt-ins, people who commit on that action, those are then going to go into contacts. So you're going to have name and email and any other information that you require, and that's going to go into this section here. So that's contacts. But I'm going to talk about email automation and contacts and stuff like that, and follow-ups and all that type of stuff here in a minute, because I actually don't use the native ClickFunnels stuff. I do it separately through ActiveCampaign and Zapier, but I'll get onto that. And then also at the top here, you've got settings. So this is the final tab along the top here. So settings is funnel-wide stuff, right? So this is these sections here, right on the left, like the funnel steps. If you change something on the success, then it's only going to apply to success, right? Or if you change something on the opt-in, then it's only going to apply to opt-in. Whereas settings up here, it applies to every single step in the funnel. So this is where you can do your domains, right? So you've got your domains here. So if you select this domain, then that's going to be the domain for your entire funnel, not specific steps, your entire funnel, and then the path as well. So I actually want to touch on URLs really, really quickly, because it's one of the most common things that people just cannot understand about ClickFunnels. It's URLs and the different steps, because there's 3 layers to URLs. You can't just do, for example, baxconsulting.com / example. Right? And then that's it. There's more layers to it. So if I was to do this, baxconsulting.com / example in the settings tab, well, this is going to then mean that baxconsulting.com / example is the funnel wide URL. And when somebody searches that into Google, baxconsulting.com / example, then where they're going to go is to the first step in the funnel, no matter what that step is. baxconsulting.com / example at the settings level is going to take anybody and everybody to the first step in the funnel, whatever that is, right? So just remember that. Now, a couple of the things, and I'm going to go back into URLs here in a minute. So a couple of the things that you can do at the settings level is a favicon. So you can select your favicon, and basically what that is it's this. So favicon is essentially, as you can see in the very top, I don't know actually if you can see on the recording, maybe if I do this, right? You can see like the little backs, and then on ClickFunnels, they've got their own one, right? It's just their logo. that's a favicon, and you do that in this section here. Head tracking code, this is where you want to paste your Google Tag Manager, your global site tag for Google, and also your Facebook pixel. And there's a couple of other sections here. I never use any of these unless it's a payment funnel. Then I put in my Stripe account there. But apart from that, I'd never use anything else. And then once you've done what you want to do on the settings level, just go save and update settings. Okay. But my point is this URL here, right? As I said before, that's going to take you to whatever funnel step is first. That's what that URL is. That's where that URL is going to take the prospect. Now the second layer to URLs is at the funnel step level. Okay. I apologize if I'm losing you here, but rewatch through this section quite a bit. It took me quite a while to understand it, but the funnel step level is the second URL. So that's this URL here, right? You can see there's another URL here, and it's different from the funnel settings one. So in order to change this, you want to go into publishing. So the actual domain, so if, for example, if I was to select Bax Consulting at the funnel level, at the settings level, then that's going to be the domain for everything, but the path is going to change. So, baxconsulting.com/example will, that path, that /example is then going to change from URL level to URL level. So the second URL level is a funnel step, and you can see here the path is different, right? So now if you went to example 1, what that means, Bax Consulting /example. So now if we go to Bax Consulting, that's the domain for the entire website, for the entire website, right? But then the path is /example. This is the funnel step level, right? So baxconsulting.com/example. That's going to take me to the first, and I'm going to get onto all of this here in a minute, but that's going to take me to the first page in the funnel, which is this specific page right here. Now, if I was to go into this specific funnel step, you can see that now the URL for this specific funnel step is baxconsulting.com/example1. So now if I was to change this funnel step to publishing, and I was to change this to example 2, what the funnel step URL means is that it's going to take that specific URL is going to take you to that specific funnel step. So baxconsulting.com/example1 is going to take me to this specific funnel step. baxconsulting.com/example2 is going to take me to this specific funnel step. Example 3 would be the next, and the 4, and or whatever it is that you want to do, right? So now, as you can see here, if I was to go to baxconsulting.com/example2, now that's going to take me to this specific funnel step, right? Which is obviously this one here. So the funnel step URL is going to take you to the specific funnel step in whatever it's associated with, whereas the funnel level, right, the one in the settings, that's going to take you to the first, whatever the first page is, that's where that's going to take you. Now there's a third layer to URLs, and that is the specific funnel page. Okay, so let me restore this original split test, right? So now inside of a funnel step, you may have multiple pages, like in this situation. So now the third layer to URLs is the specific page. Okay, so now in settings that you can see here, path, example 3, for example, right? Update. And then in here, if we was to do this one, this path is example 4. So now if we was to go to baxconsulting.com/example3, and then was to come over here and go to baxconsulting.com/example 4. Now the pages are going to be the same because I've not changed anything. I've not changed anything from this page to this page, but you can see that this page is example 3, right? Which is a direct URL for this page. And then this page is example 4, which is a direct URL for this page. Now, the page URLs is what people are gonna see. So for example, when they go to baxconsulting.com/example, just plain example, remembering that is the URL of the funnel level, right? That's the example, that's the URL of the funnel level. So that URL, as we now know, is going to take us to the first step it's going to take us to the first step in the funnel. And if we change this traffic to 50-50, right? So 50% of the traffic goes to this one, 50% of the traffic goes to this one. Well, now we're going to search that, and bear in mind we've typed in baxconsulting.com/example. Now, when we go to the actual page, we don't see that URL. The URL that we see is the URL of the specific page that we've gone to, and this one is example 3, right? So now if we was to search that again, remember that 50% of the traffic is going to go to one, and the other 50 is going to go to the other page. If we do the exact same link again, it's going to go to example 4. So what you actually need to do before you do that is you actually need to apply the changes. My bad. So now, okay, I know this is going to take long, but if you understand the URLs and whatnot, just skip to the next section. You can see at the bottom there's sections. Just skip to the next section. But for those of you who don't understand, this is really going to help you. So now if you go to baxconsulting.com/example, again, that's a funnel wide URL. You can see that one went to example 4. which is the specific page. Now if we was to do it one more time, but now you can see, right, we've searched it twice. First time we went to example 3, second time we went to example 4 because 50% and 50%. So that is how URLs work. I know it's going a bit all over the place, but I hope that makes sense and you now understand the difference between the URLs and the levels of the URLs. Settings, funnel settings, which applies to the entire funnel. That URL is going to go to the first page that you have or the first step that you have in your funnel. The step level, which is the publishing level, right? That URL is going to go to that specific step, right? And then inside of that step, you're going to have your pages, and that page URL is going to go to the specific page of it. Maybe you have 2, or maybe even, you probably may just have 1 page as well, where it's going to go to that specific page. And remember that those page URLs is what you see when you search it. So make sure that those page URLs are nice and clean and look pretty and they look good, because that's what your prospects are going to see, right? If you have a bunch of numbers in that page URL, then they're going to see your URL and a bunch of numbers. Now, I'm going to move on from URLs because I hope that's got you understand. Now, domains and stuff like that, how to add your domain, I'm going to go through at the end of the video, but we're inside the funnel builder. So let's continue on this mission here of the funnel builder and the editor and whatnot. So now let's dive into the actual funnel builder itself and edit the page so we can change the aesthetics, change the layout, change the functionality of it and all that type of stuff. So now we are inside the actual funnel builder. This is where, as I said before, this is where you're going to change everything, where you can change the aesthetics, the flows, the actions and all that type of stuff, and what the actual funnel purpose is, right? Now, again, just like the URLs, there's different stages to the funnel builder itself. So the 3 stages is section, rows, and elements. Okay, so the green, as you can see here, right, there's this green section, right, which is what it is. You can see that it entails from this green line all the way up. So this entire section here is one section. And so you can add in new sections, like, so you could do full width, wide, medium, small, right? I usually just do full width because that means it goes from the left-hand side of the screen all the way to the right-hand side of the screen. Now, it's within sections that everything's housed. So essentially a section is what makes up the entire website. That's where your pages come from, right? You've got like your page 1 or like before the fold, right? So you've got this entire bit here, then you scroll down and you've got this entire bit here. And in this bit, there's a lot in this section, right? So this is where all of these components are housed within this one section. And then there's a new section for all of this, right? So the sections is what is the website, and then inside of the sections is, as I mentioned, where everything is housed. Now, the second layer to it, so that's the top layer. Now, the second layer to it is the blue part here, which is called a row. And again, a row is like the second layer down, and it's within rows that everything that you physically see is housed again. And one thing that you can do with rows, which is really, really good, is you can add columns. So you can have 2 separate columns. You can have 6 columns if you like, if you want to add in a bunch of different stuff. As you can see here, this row entails 3 columns, and you can do, you can make it look slightly different like that. You can add in different stuff, whatever it may be. Now, it's within a row that everything that you see on a website is housed. Things like buttons, words, videos, images, opt-in forms, everything like that is housed within a row. And in ClickFunnels, what that is called is it's called an element, and an element is the orange highlight. And so, as I say here, you can do add new element, and I mean, look, you can just see the sheer amount of things that you can add inside of an element: headline, subheadline, paragraph, bullet list, images, videos, or you can add in an audio player. You can do a form, so that's everything from like a button, input, select box, text area, Facebook opt-in, advanced form, which is a bit more advanced stuff like surveys, SMS sign up, shipping ad. You can do countdown timers as well. A day timer, minute timer. You can do icons, navigation, FAQs, all of this different type of stuff. And then you've also got some more advanced stuff like, you can do a custom JS/HTML, which I'm going to get onto here in a minute. We actually have one on this funnel. As you can see down here inside of this section, we have this row, which has this element. And in this element specifically, we've got that custom JavaScript. So yeah, that's kind of the layers to a ClickFunnels builder and what goes into it. Now, I want to go into the settings aspect of each. So as you can see on the section, right, again, that's the mother of everything. That's where everything is housed. On the section, you've got this section here, which is a top margin. So you can see at the top, you just like move it about, and it gives a specific amount of space between that section and the above section. So then you've got a background image, right? And you can actually add that image in here. And as you can see, it then consequently goes into this section right here. And that's just the size of the image. That's why it's not filled up the entire section, because the image actually isn't that big. But you can see, go straight into the background. And that goes from left to right because that's what the section entails. It entails from the left-hand side of the screen to the right-hand side of the screen, but I'm going to take that image out, so you just double click, take it out. Then you got section width. So again, this is where you can go full page, you can go wide, or you can go extra small, and you can see that consequently having the effect here. But I like full page always. You can change the color of it, right? So you can change the color of the background, etc. And then you've got your padding, which is essentially the spaces in between, like the top, as you can see there, right? You've got the top, you've got the bottom, which you can see down the bottom there, and then you've got the left and right? Okay, so that's all within there. And then you've also got a bit more advanced stuff, which is where you can start to do different, just a couple different things. Like it's just all aesthetics. That's all it is in these editing sections. And so that's really all it is, right? Position, you got relative, you got absolute, as you can see here, or you've got fixed, right? Okay, so that's what you can do at the section level. Not too much. I don't ever really play around too much with the setting, with the section settings, just because I like it to be pretty plain. But where things start to get pretty interesting and whatnot is mainly the element level. But let's have a look at some row stuff. So as you can see in here, let me do this row. So again, you've got the same idea of the top margin, and you can play with the bottom margins as well. So you can see the stuff below having an effect, and also left and right. Okay, and again, you've got your background color and stuff like that, right? You can see that play out there. I don't like doing that at that level. I like to do it at the column level, which I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, let me go back to that color. Now you've got your width. Again, it's all just aesthetics, and you've got then again your advanced stuff. So you can go, so this would play out here if you was to go background color, say yellow, for example, and then you go advanced, and then you go your corner radius. So you can see like 15, it changes over here, the actual layout of it. So you go 15, you go 100%, which will be basically like a circle or an oval, and you've got all this different type of stuff here, or you could just do square and you can see the edges. And then again, border, you can add in a border, you can change the color of it, you can go 10, so it'll be fatter, and you could go solid, or you could go dotted or dashed, right? Full border, you could do bottom only, so it just does that, right? Again, it's just all aesthetics and stuff like that. This stuff is really easy to understand and to grasp the concepts of, knowing about kind of what to do and how to make it look. And then from there, it's just about what you think looks good, and that's how you do it, right? So you got all that there at the row level, and then you can also go to the column level, which is up here. So you can see actually the layers and the sections up here, right? You've got sections, rows, columns, and then elements. So it goes from sections down into rows, down into columns of the specific row. So you've got the row, and then you may have 2 columns in that row, and then it goes inside of those columns and looks at the elements. So you've got it all here at the top. So again, you can see here, so you can go into the first column of this first row, right? So this is only going to change this side of it. You can go background color, you can go, you see what I mean, right? So you've got the mother kind of thing outside of it, and then inside of that you've got the actual column, and then again you can change that. You've got your padding here as well, and then advanced, again you've got the same abilities to change like the radius, drop shadow, stuff like that inside of the rows, right? And then inside of the columns, and then inside of the columns, again, you've got your element settings. So in this case, this is obviously a text element. Let me go down to here. So this is obviously a text element, right? And you can change the color of the text, of course. You can change, you can go bold. So if you was to bold it, well, actually, let me just bold this specific section here. So you can see how this word right here is bold and nothing else is. So you can actually change the color of your bolded word. So for example, if the text was yellow, right, but I wanted my bold words to be blue, we can do just that there, right? As you can see. And then you've got size, so this is the mobile size, and you've got your font size in here, stuff like that, right? It's just as I say, it's just very, very basic stuff. Now my main thing with this, let me exit out so all those changes go away. Now the main thing that I wanted to go through was to show you those things, but as I say, those things are just more aesthetic stuff. You can play around with it, you can just see kind of how to use it all and whatnot, and from there basically what you want to do for your website funnels and stuff like that is just simply do what you think looks best. That's all it is. But the main reason why I wanted to give you this funnel is because it has this structure in place. Again, it goes back to the whole, email outreach stuff. And when I talk about email outreach, it's not about the words, it's about the structure and the psychology behind the structure that you're implementing. That's what gets the responses. Yes, certain words are going to warrant a better response, but that's not going to do the main job. Yes, if you make this look more aesthetically pleasing than the next person, then yeah, you may, it may help increase conversions, but that's not going to do the biggest thing. The biggest thing that's going to impact your website funnel's ability to actually do its job top is the structure of it, and that's what I really wanted to give you guys. As you can see, you've got like, just a logo at the top, then you've got your agency's bold claim, then you've got CTA for a sales call, and then you've got a video here, or you can add in an image. In order to add in an image, you simply go add new element, and here, instead of clicking video, you just click image, right? It's going to do that, and then you just want to obviously delete this, and then you can add in your image here, and then from there, it's actually just going to obviously import the image. When you go into this section here, it goes into your library, right? So that's all that's going to happen, right? But you can add in a video here where it's basically of you talking and doing a little bit of sales, right? Maybe add in a little 3, 4, 5 minute VSL. It's nothing crazy, but you can obviously upload it to YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, and then you just add in the URL there. Or YouTube, you just add in the unlisted URL there, right? But that's what you want to have at the top, because that's going to introduce. It's going to show the prospect. Bear in mind, it's going to be cold prospects. It's going to show them what you do and why they should even take a minute to read through your website funnel. Then from there, you've got your social proof, right? Client 1, client 2, client 3. This could be as seen on or as seen in, or this could be like our clients, and we've worked with this client, and this client. And then you've got how your agency operates. So this really details why you're different from every other agency out there. That's really where you can go in detail there. You can talk about, your agency's mission and your why, and why you're doing what you're doing, and stuff like that. Not the technicality part of it, not that your process for getting results. It's not about that, because you're going to see here in a minute. That's going to come next, because in this, how it should be structured, it should be in that way, right? This is more about your mission for your agency and why a client should even want to work with you in the first place, despite results and stuff like that. Why should they want to work with you? And again, another CTA for the sales call. I'm going to show you where these CTAs or where these buttons go when they are clicked here in a minute. But then next, now we go a little bit more technical, right? We've got the first stage of the partnership. You can kind of play that out here and write that out, the first stage of the partnership, second stage, and third stage. So this section here goes a little bit more about what you do, how you do it, and why you're able to routinely get the best results, or at least get the results that you do get. How are you able to get those? You want to touch on those a little bit here in a minute. Don't go too specific, don't talk about the fact that you scale ad sets 20% as opposed to 50% or 100% or whatever. Don't go too technical like that. Always keep it outcome focused, but you can go a little bit more in depth in regards to your process for getting results, and you want to do that in this section here again. And you can see that I've added just in a couple icons that can be found within ClickFunnels. So this is this element here is an icon element. So to build that out from start to finish, you can see you come into the element section, you see the icon, so you add that in, and then you select the icon. You can go icon color, can be blue, yellow, blue, whatever. But to change the actual icon, you want to go into advanced, and then you got it here, right? You got the icon picker. So then you can just select whatever icon you want, and then you want to go back into the settings, and then you can change the size of it, right? And one thing that I do want to mention as well, one thing you can actually do that you may not know is that you think that this, font size, it only goes down to 10, as you can see, and then it only goes up to 72, but actually you can type in a number and it will go to that size, right? So as you can see, so I'll delete that, but that's exactly what I did for these sections here. But as you can see, this number is 300, but it's like, well, it only goes to 72. Well, it doesn't actually. You can, just type in 300 and it will go to that, right? And then you got the position of it as well. So right, center, left. I like right. I think it looks just aesthetically pleasing that way. Gives it a nice breathing room, space between it all and whatnot. And then again, you've got CTA at the bottom of each section where you're detailing that specific stage of the partnership. The reason why I add in CTAs as much as you can is because, again, this website serves a purpose, and that is to get booked calls. This website isn't to tell prospects about how you go about things just for the sake of it. No, you want to tell them how you go about things because you have the end goal of telling them that, which then makes them think, oh my God, that's actually really good. That's smart. Or I can see why they're able to get amazing results and the results that they do get. Okay, I'm going to book in a call. Now, every time, you have the ability to implant that idea into their head, you want to make sure that there's a CTA or there's a button there for them to click to book in that sales call. That's why this works so well, right? Because it's like, you don't want them to think like at the point that they do think, oh, I need to book in a call with this person, you don't want them then to have to spend 2 minutes trying to search for a button or search for a way to actually book in a call. You want it to be there right in front of them, create as least friction as possible so that they can. And that's how you have very high conversion rates as well, from page view to like booked call, which is essentially the main goal of this funnel. That's what this funnel is centered around, right? And then from there, after you stated kind of how you go about it, you back it up with results. Now, if you don't have results, it's completely fine. You can simply go into here and just delete this section out, right? For example, now at the bottom, So we've got all of this, right? And we've been trying to get them to click this button. Now, where does this button go for the CTA for the sales call? Where does it go? Well, it goes down into this section here, which is the custom JavaScript / HTML. Now, it looks very, very confusing, but it's really, really not, to be honest. This element is the JavaScript. So if we were to go add new element, it's this HTML. And then basically what you want to do is click on it and go open code editor. And you've got this section here where you can add in a piece of custom code. Now, that custom code, you want it to be your scheduler custom code. So you want to embed your scheduler onto your ClickFunnels page. Now, how do you do that? It's very, very, very simple. All you do is go into your specific scheduler, whether you use Acuity or Calendly, you go into share your scheduler, and then from there you can see it says embed on page, embed on website, and you just literally copy that code and paste that code in there. That's all you do. It's very, very simple. There's no coding needed or anything. It's just about copy and pasting the code. It's exactly the same as Facebook Pixel, right? It's super easy. So as you can see, actually in this one, I've got my specific Calendly inline widget code, and I've just literally pasted that in there, and then you just come out of it, and you always make sure that you're hitting save. And now what that's gonna show is you're going to be able to see this here in real life at the bottom, because that code is in there. It's now embedded my scheduler inside of the actual funnel, and they can then obviously go ahead and select the time and whatnot, whatever they want to do. Now you can see for these sales calls, I've got it set up so it automatically goes to this section. So on these buttons, the CTA for sales call, the set action is to scroll to a specific row or section on the page, and I've got it set up so that it automatically scrolls to whatever button you click. It automatically scrolls to the specific section on the page. For some reason it's not working on those, but yeah, you can see, right? It goes to this specific section on the page, so that anytime they're thinking, oh, okay, actually I want to book in a call now, I want to do this or I want to do that now, well then they just instantly go to that page, go to this section for them to simply book in a call. And that is how we have the amazingly high conversion rates on our website. So that's about the funnel. That's why we've set it out in the specific way we have. And that's the idea behind the psychology and whatnot. Now, this is obviously a basic version. My actual real life version is obviously slightly more in depth, and there's more code on that and whatnot. And obviously for you guys in the Quantum Leap Ecom Agency program, you guys get that entire plug and play, my real life plug and play with all the code in it in the back end and whatnot. Now, as I say, this is a free version, so it's, not as advanced, but it's still got the exact same psychology behind it. Now, one thing I want to talk about is this section here where it says settings. So this is basically where you have a bunch of extra different stuff. So you got integrations. Now, integrations is where you want to select, if you have an opt-in page, and as I said before, when somebody opts in, then how do you get that data to automatically go into ActiveCampaign or whatever your email responder is? Well, you do it in this section here where it's integration. So you go select integration, you go ActiveCampaign, for example, and then you've got your action, where do you want them to go, what list do you want them to go in, and I'm going to show you how to connect ActiveCampaign up with ClickFunnels here in a minute, but just know that's where you do it once you've already connected it. Now, SEO metadata is something else that's super important. So this is what people are going to see on Google itself. So this is where you want to change it to, obviously, have your agency name, have the description, have your keywords, which is I would just do your agency name and your name in this section here where it's author, and then social image is simply, you just want to upload your logo in there. Again, very, very easy, but you can see the respective sections playing out on Google as it would look here, right? So you got Bax Consulting is the top, just your natural domain, that's the funnel setting domain would be here, and then the description obviously would be here, and then your social image would go above this section in here, but because there's not one in, it doesn't show it. But make sure you do that. That's super important stuff that you fill out. Then tracking code, if you want to add in your Facebook pixel, you want to add in a specific event that you've created in Facebook, you can add that in here to this specific funnel step. Background, okay, this is where you basically can change the background of the entire funnel, but because we have got specific background set up in the actual setting, in the actual section, it doesn't show because it's this will override this. But if you was to strip this gray back, then it would go to the color or the image that you've set at the background level at this section here, right? Then you've got typography and general. General is good to know to turn off the affiliate badge. So if this shows, then it's going to show the affiliate badge at the bottom of your actual website funnel. We don't want that. We always want to go hide. Now, obviously, the plug and plays that I give the Quantum Leap Ecom Agency students and my real life funnels, I've got custom CSS on those, but it's a bit more advanced. It's not really needed. So that that is everything in regards to the funnel builder itself, how to go about it, the different layers of it. Has obviously about URLs and that side of things as well, the overview of the funnel and its entirety. Now, I want to talk about two more things very, very quickly, and that's going to be domains and how to set those up correctly and how to actually verify your domain so there's a lock on the actual website itself. Okay, that's super, super important for like professionalism and whatnot when you're actually reaching out. And then the last thing, as you can see here, by the way, that lock that I'm referring to is this bit. You can see that it's actually secured, right? So we're going to get that set up on the domain. And the other thing is how to integrate ActiveCampaign and things like Stripe and whatnot into your ClickFunnels. You add it through the API. But again, I'm going to show you that here right now. So in order to get to where I'm talking about, you want to go into this top right hand corner here and go into account settings. And then what you want to do is you want to come into, as I say, account settings, and then come on the left hand side here and go into domains. Now you can see my domains here. Now what I want to show you is how to add in the domain and how to make sure that you secure it with SSL. You can see this one's secured and this one isn't, right? You do not want it to be unverified. You want it to be secured and you want it to be verified. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So in order to actually add in the domain, it's very, very simple. You go add new domain, and then from there you want to choose a domain. You actually get one. Again, if you click the link in the description, you get a 14-day free trial. You get my exact plug and play funnel builder, and as a byproduct of all of that, you also get a new domain as well that ClickFunnels naturally gives you. Or if you bought the domain from an external source like G Suite, GoDaddy, whatever else is out there, you want to go use an existing domain. And then at this section, all you want to do is type in your domain and go add domain, right? And then what's going to happen is it looks like a very, very complicated process, but it's really not. ClickFunnels gives you a step-by-step instructions for you to implement. There's like, there's usually like 3 or 4 things that you need to add onto your actual domain, so that then ClickFunnels can see, okay, this person actually owns this domain, and that domain then can be forwarded to any of the pages or whatever you do inside of ClickFunnels. So it looks complicated. It looks like it's very, very difficult to do, but I promise you it is not by any means. Just follow the steps, and if you have any issues, you have any problems, simply get into contact with ClickFunnels itself, and also get into contact with your domain provider themselves as well, and they'll simply help you out. You can call them up, you can email them, you can go into the chat. It'll be very, very easy. So that's how you do that. Now, once you've actually gone through that process, you go back into domains, you'll see that your domain will be in here, and what will happen is it will look like this, right? It will be unverified. So in order to verify your domain, what you want to do is you want to go into the 3 dots, you want to go into edit. Okay, and then you want to scroll down to this section here. It's very, very simple, but not a lot of people know how to do it, right? So you want to go into this section here, the SSL. So set up SSL for your custom domain, and you want to click over here where it says expand, and you can see mine, it already says SSL is embedded for this domain. Now, if we go to one that doesn't have it embedded, again, edit, and we want to scroll down to the same section, SSL, expand, and actually you can see here I've not verified it, so you need to make sure that you verify it, and you do that via the steps that I talked about before. But this domain, I don't want it to be verified. But you can see basically what will happen is you'll see a big yellow button like this, right? You'll see a big yellow button like that over inside of this section right here, expand, okay? And simply it will say like add VSL or add SSL, sorry. And you just simply click add SSL, and it will take usually 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes for it to actually load up and actually verify. And that's all that you need to do. Now, last thing that I want to talk about is integration. So again, come back over to the left-hand side here where it says integrations, and you want to go add new integration. And so there's so many things that you can integrate with ClickFunnels. There's just everything that you would ever need to integrate, you can integrate through ClickFunnels. The main thing though that you're going to want to integrate is some sort of email autoresponder, and whatever it is that you use, that's completely fine. You can see here that I use ActiveCampaign. So you simply go ActiveCampaign, and then it's going to give you a bunch of steps to do. You want an integration nickname, you want the API key and the API URL. Now, in order to find that, all you want to do is again go into your your respective auto email responder, whatever that is. I use ActiveCampaign. Go into ActiveCampaign and simply search API key, API URL, and that's it. You'll find it. You just plug it in there and you go add integration, and then it's done. And then what you can do from there is go into the respective funnel step that you want the integration to be on, like I spoke about before. Top left hand corner, settings, integration, and then it's going to pop up. You're going to be able to select ActiveCampaign, and you're going to be able to select whatever list that you want the leads to go into when they actually opt into your funnel. So I know I was going on about certain sections and I was going a bit here, there, and everywhere. I hope it made sense. I hope it gave you a really good understanding. And also, honestly, if you understand these concepts and you get a bit of experience behind you implementing on these concepts in a real life situation, you are going to know and understand more than 80% of ClickFunnels experts and other agency owners as well. It's going to massively help you out. And again, as I mentioned, you're going to be able to get full access to that entire SMMA agency website funnel. It doesn't look like it's much, but I promise you the psychology that's gone in behind it enables me to get multiple meetings per week just from that website funnel, not from ads or this or that, just from that website funnel that converts alone into multiple meetings per week. And you can do the same if you obviously implement that exact website, and you can do that by clicking the link in the description. It's going to take you to ClickFunnels and you're going to be simply able to add it or import it into your ClickFunnels builder itself, design it yourself, obviously leveraging what we've gone through in this video. And also, as I said before, if you don't have a ClickFunnels account, still click that same link. It's going to give you a 14-day free trial. And then once you actually sign up, it's going to give you the full website anyway. And obviously, if you've already got a ClickFunnels account, simply click it. It's going to import it to your already ClickFunnels account. And I believe that is about it. So guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please take a split second to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I think with that being said, that is everything. I hope you found value as always, as I mentioned, and I will see you inside of the next video.